Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Amy Schumer. Now, this is a name I never really thought that I was going to have to bring up. This isn't somebody that's usually on my radar for any sort of content or anything like that, but over the last few days, there's been some pretty ridiculous stuff going on surrounding her name. She's been making some pretty insane comments and just doing stuff to bring attention to herself that doesn't really need to be brought. Amy Schumer, for those of you who are lucky enough to not know who she is a quote-unquote comedian and actress who is popular for people basically not liking her. Like, I mean, every time I've ever heard about Amy Schumer before any of this even, it was more or less just people making fun of her or talking badly about her because, well, she's not really funny. She doesn't really seem to have that many discernible qualities that make people, like, want to like her. Pretty much everything she says is just really annoying and pretty stupid, too. And there's no shortage of that with this. You guys probably, at this point, have heard about the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident at the Oscars. You may think this is completely unrelated, but unfortunately, no, it's not. So Amy Schumer was in attendance for that, and she saw that, and ever since this whole thing has happened, she's been using it as an excuse to try to make the entire situation about her, trying to make everyone feel bad for her, trying to make everybody feel like she's some sort of victim or something like that because of, well, Chris Rock getting smacked by Will Smith. I remember the one time, well, we're talking about two topics here. The first one that we're going to take a look at happened a little while ago, a few days ago, and I never really covered it or considered making a video about it because it was like a one-off incident, right? You know, maybe she just messed up that bad or whatever, right? But given the fact of what else we're going to take a look at here today, it more or less kind of shows that she's trying to make this situation about her, which to me is really, really obnoxious, especially for somebody who doesn't deserve to have the attention on them like Amy Schumer. So about a week ago, Amy Schumer let the whole world know that she was traumatized and was struggling with the reality, basically, of what happened at the Oscars, right? It was something so unbearable, man. Amy Schumer, for the first time apparently in her life, witnessed somebody get smacked in the face and didn't know how to handle it from there. I mean, 3 days after Will Smith's stunning slap of Chris Rock, Oscars co-host Amy Schumer says she's, quote, still triggered and traumatized over the, quote, disturbing incident. The actor and comedian tried to lighten the mood during the show on Sunday night when she returned after Smith's actions and said, quote, I've been getting out of that Spider-Man costume. Did I miss anything? She then reflected on the incident in an Instagram post early Wednesday that has since been removed. Gee, I wonder why that would be. Quote, I think we can all agree the best way to unpack what happened is to stream my series, and see me on tour this fall, but for real, still triggered and traumatized, she wrote. I love my friend at Chris Rock and believe he handled it like a pro. Stayed up there and gave an Oscar to his friend Questlove, and the whole thing was so disturbing. So much pain in Will Smith. Anyway, I'm still in shock and stunned and sad. I'm proud of myself and my co-hosts. But yeah, waiting for this sickening feeling to go away from what we all witnessed. So, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video when I said I didn't make a video because I thought, you know, maybe this was a one-off. Maybe she just really felt some type of way about what happened and just really needed to post something about it. But there's a reason that this post is deleted. So if you didn't really kind of read or see what was going on in that, this is a, hey, let's make it all about myself express right here. So she says that she's triggered and traumatized over what she saw, basically a slap, nothing more. First and foremost, I'm not sure that that's even enough to qualify as trauma or anything that could really trigger you, right? It's someone getting slapped. I mean, in all reality, was it not funny? I thought the situation was kind of funny the entire time, right? I mean, I definitely am not triggered and traumatized that I saw somebody get slapped. I mean, I've seen way worse. And you think that she would have as well, right? Like, you've never been in a high school cafeteria at 8 in the morning when two kids got in a fucking fist fight or something over a chocolate milk for breakfast? Like, what kind of privilege have you grown up with to where you see someone get smacked and it just traumatizes you for life? I mean, the way she's acting, you'd think she served like 3 active duty tours in Iraq or something like that, man. Just, she's so fucking traumatized, guys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and call this for what I see it as. I think this is just her trying to pull some attention to herself. Hey guys, look at me. I'm a professional victim, you know? I witnessed something popular and didn't get any attention for it. It really kind of reminds me of, like, you know, when a kid has his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, right? They're all like, happy 8th birthday, Nick. Then there's that one crybaby ass kid who, like, gets upset when he also doesn't get presents for someone else's birthday, and he's like, well, I want presents too, and he's slamming on the table and shit. That's basically what's going on, but the difference is Amy Schumer is actually a grown fucking woman here. It's so pitiful and embarrassing, man. You are triggered and traumatized over seeing 2 grown men get in a minor altercation. The only crowd left triggered and traumatized is anyone who bought tickets to an Amy Schumer show. I'd rather drag my scrotum through a mile of glass and then rub it in a fucking big pile of salt before I went to an Amy Schumer show. You might be like, well, Optimus, you seem to really have a lot of hatred for this Amy Schumer. I don't really hate her, I just find her really annoying and unfunny, just like everyone else does. And it's examples just like this that really provide more and more fuel for me to believe that she's just an obnoxious, attention-seeking ass crack. Of course, the first thing she did too was run to Instagram to promote her new show because, well, nobody's watching it to begin with. Hey, get tickets to my tour, guys. You know, but oh, for real, I'm still very traumatized by what happened, you know? I'm dealing with a pretty big level of personal issues after witnessing this. Come see me on tour, I got a new show out, fellas. She's trying to play it off as a joke, but I don't really see it as a joke. It just comes off as attention-seeking and fucking obnoxious. The whole thing was just so disturbing, man. She's so proud of herself. What the fuck? What are you proud of? What are you proud of yourself for? I guess you could say, hey, I'm proud that I made it to the Oscars or whatever, but what the fuck else are you proud of? You proud of yourself that you fucking sat there and witnessed something happen? What exactly are you proud of? Are you proud of your co-hosts who sat there and witnessed something happen? Like, come on. This big sickening feeling she has. By the way, guys, did you know she's on tour and has a new show out? Unfortunately, though, this is not the end of it. There's another big reference that Amy Schumer has made. Ever since this has happened, this has been like Amy Schumer's entire fucking personality. You would think with the amount of jokes and constant bring-ups that she's had with this fucking situation that she was the one who got smacked on stage, but I don't know if you saw this, but Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, Amy Schumer told the crowd at her first post-Oscars stand-up gig over the weekend, shocking no one. Did you read that in your news feed? The comic and Oscar co-host did little to hide her disappointment in Smith, whom she referred to as Ali during her show, according to Vanity Fair. Smith starred in a 2001 Muhammad Ali biopic Ali. Appearing Saturday at Las Vegas's Mirage Theater, Schumer said, I was kind of feeling myself, then all of a sudden, Ali was making his way up, and it was such a fucking bummer. And all I can really say is it was really sad, and I think it says so much about toxic masculinity. It was really upsetting, but I think the best way to comfort ourselves would be for me to say the Oscar jokes that I wasn't allowed to say on TV. I think that would be the least comforting thing to happen. In fact, you're talking about being triggered and traumatized after seeing that slap. I'm more triggered and traumatized by the fact that you feel it fucking necessary to be telling jokes. Who is buying tickets to these shows? Like, I really need to know. Like, they gotta start coming out, bro. It's like people, I saw a tweet a few months ago where people were like, we gotta figure out who's keeping Long John Silver's in business. Nah, fuck that. We need to figure out who's keeping Amy Schumer in business, man. Do people think she's funny? Like, honestly, does anyone find this woman funny? I don't know women who find her funny, to be honest, bro. Amy Schumer is like literally the punchline of the not the commentary, but the comedian community, man. It's kind of embarrassing in my opinion. Like, the first thing she did, right, was she was literally a witness to something. And the first thing she does is jump to try and turn it into an opportunity for herself. Hey everybody, look at how much of a victim I am. I witnessed somebody get smacked. Do you guys think about me? Am I important too? Would you guys consider my tour? Like, it comes off not only so tone-deaf, considering what happened, which, by the way, she's making it out like it was 9/11 or something like that. It wasn't really that big of a deal. It was just like a pretty historical moment on TV history. Like, not even charges got filed. You know what I mean? That's how fucking violent and horrific that it was that no one filed any charges. I would have understood this kind of reaction from her if Will Smith pulled out an AR-15 and fucking killed Chris Rock on the stage, but it's just so embarrassing that after this happened, the first thing she's done is run to make this like a personality trait. Like, next thing you know, Amy Schumer's gonna release a fucking merch drop, Amy Schumer x Balenciaga, and on the front of the shirt it's gonna fucking say, I was there when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock across the face at the Oscars. Fucking, instead of giving her ideas, I'm about to launch that shit on Optimus, you know what I mean? So, it's just something about this that, like, gets under my skin a little bit. Like, she's trying so hard to just, like, hey, everybody, I exist. I fucking hate when people do things like that. But Schumer then launched into a series of jokes that she said by way of comic setup she'd been forbidden by lawyers to tell during the Oscar broadcast. The jokes, some making reference to Joe Rogan and James Franco, included one about the Rust set shooting. Quote, don't look up is the name of a movie, more like don't look down the barrel of Alec Baldwin's shotgun, she said. I wasn't allowed to say any of that, but you can just come up and fucking slap someone, she quipped. Yeah, I can only wonder why you couldn't tell that joke in the middle of the Oscars. That was a mind-blowing moment when they didn't allow you to tell that joke, considering there's active legal, like, action being taken in this whole thing, right? Heaven forbid you couldn't tell a shitty joke and probably get sued for it. That would be a fucking travesty, man. And she keeps talking about, like, Will Smith smacking this guy as if, like, it just went over fine. As if, like, multiple of Will Smith's movies that he was working on didn't get completely halted after this happened. As if he hasn't taken, like, a pretty hard hit to his career with with these movies being stopped and, you know, a lot of the public opinion honestly being against him with this whole thing. Like, it's are you not embarrassed, you know? Like, do you not feel fucking ashamed that you're trying to turn a situation that did involve you into like a, hey, Amy Schumer 24/7 here? You know, people are like, oh, why is Amy Schumer so controversial? Why do people not like her so much? What's the big deal with Amy Schumer? Well, here you go. Here's a perfect fucking example, man. Like, you don't see anyone else doing this. Like, you don't see anyone else in Hollywood right now that's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I had to witness that. And by the way, I'm on tour. I got a book coming out. Yeah, my new show's about to be on Netflix. Yeah, I got a lot of projects going on, guys. I'm so triggered and traumatized. Oh yeah, here's the joke I couldn't tell at the Oscars. Give me some attention. If you wonder why people don't fucking like Amy Schumer and why she's considered obnoxious, here's a perfect example for you. That's all I have to say. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about Amy Schumer and telling her to shut up, please, and signing out.